Are you frustrated because you can't figure out how you can be so disciplined in so many areas of your life, yet when it comes to your drinking, you feel like a failure, like you can't figure it out? Well, I would guess that you are probably making these three massive mistakes. And in this video, I'm going to tell you what those mistakes are and how to fix them. If you're new to my channel, my name is Christy Walker and I am the Catholic Sobriety Coach. I help Catholic women who are looking to reduce or eliminate alcohol for any reason. The first mistake is not being honest with yourself about how much or how often you're drinking. Think about this. How many times have you gone to the doctor's office and the doctor has asked you, how much do you drink or how many drinks do you have per week? And you may have not been super honest with them. I know because I've done this myself. I remember when my kids were little and the doctor would ask like how much juice are they drinking or screen time or whatever, and I would say what I thought, but I would probably lowball it a bit because I didn't want them to really think that I was a bad parent. And you might do the same thing with your drinking when you go to the doctor's office, but you're probably doing this with yourself as well. So, how do you solve that? The first step is to get curious and get honest with yourself. So, keep track of how much and how often you're drinking, even if it's painful to look at. Because if we don't look at it, if we don't pull it out, it's just going to keep getting shoved into the darkness. And then it's just going to pile up. That shame, that guilt, and regret is just going to pile up on top of it. As soon as we bring that out into the light, it loses its power because now we're examining it. So keep track and be honest with yourself. If you can have a little journal, that helps a lot, and you can just write down maybe for 2 weeks. Mistake number two is not being honest with yourself about how alcohol is really affecting you and really affecting your life and your relationships. I know this can be really, really difficult to look at, but it'll be so beneficial for you in the future. So, what I always suggest is having a pros and cons list. What is alcohol giving you? What is it taking away? It's obviously giving you something, or you wouldn't be turning to it as often as you are. But if you're being honest, then you probably would admit that you're watching this video because it feels like maybe alcohol might be causing a problem for you, maybe causing some chaos. So, what are those things that it's affecting? How is it affecting your sleep, your health, your relationships, your mood, your anxiety? Think about all these different things and write that down as well. That will be so helpful in helping you gain clarity around your drinking. The third mistake is not being willing to ask yourself questions after you overdrink, after you overconsume. And there's this tendency for us to feel so much shame and judgment about what we just did that we don't even want to think about it. We don't even want to look at it. And I totally get that. But if you can just stop and ask yourself questions, think of yourself like a scientist trying to gather evidence so that you can figure out what exactly is going on. Try to avoid why questions, because when we ask ourselves why questions like, why did you do that? That can feel very judgmental and very shaming. What I would like you to do or invite you to do is to ask yourself what, when, where, and who questions. Like, what did I drink? Where was I when I drank? Who was with me? What were my triggers? What was it that finally tipped the scale between I'm not going to drink tonight to I am, and you gave into that urge? If you can remember that. Was that a choice that you made willingly and you feel like you were peaceful in making that decision? Because sometimes that is the case. Or do you feel like you are just reacting or relenting to yourself? I think about when my kids come up to me and they ask me a question like 100 times, like, can I, please, please, please. And they're very persistent. And then sometimes I'll say, fine. And I just give in. We do that to ourselves too. So, is that what was happening there? Just get really curious, ask yourself questions that, again, are not shaming, not judging, but really wanting to get to the root of what happened. And then this will help you later as you plan and prepare. So, there you have it, the three biggest mistakes that are probably keeping you stuck and how to fix them. Now, if you want to learn how to prepare for future events, check out this video on my 4-step power planning method.